While some inmates facing execution will use their last words to apologize or show they've changed, one man had some particularly strong words to say before being put to death. Torrey Twane McNabb was executed on October 19, 2017, in Alabama after spending 18 years on death row. He had been convicted of fatally shooting Montgomery police officer Anderson Gordon in September 1997 and made headlines during his incarceration when he sued Alabama over its lethal injection method. When asked if he had any final words before receiving the lethal injection, McNabb addressed his family. He said, "Mom, sis, look at my eyes. I have no tears. In my eyes, I'm not afraid." This was followed by a final act of defiance which saw him cursing at the state of Alabama and making lewd gestures as he raised his fingers in the V sign. The execution was carried out just before 9 p.m. at Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore, Alabama. Less than an hour later, McNabb, 40, was pronounced dead. McNabb's lawyers tried to stop the execution due to his involvement in a lawsuit at the time, challenging the state's lethal injection procedure. Inmates argued that the procedure involved a controversial sedative that does not make people completely unconscious, meaning they suffer an agonizing death, as the subsequent drugs are injected to stop their heart and lungs. His family and attorneys expressed concerns that he remained conscious after the sedative was injected. McNabb appeared to be breathing for 20 minutes after he was injected with the sedative midazolam. He moved his head, grimaced, and raised his arms after a guard pinched him, said his name, and pulled back his eyelid to check if he was conscious. Alabama Department of Corrections Commissioner Jeff Dunn said the movements were involuntary. His execution took 35 minutes, and he was the 61st person to be executed in Alabama since 1976. McNabb was, in a quirk of law, convicted on 2 counts of capital murder for the officer's death, one for killing Officer Gordon while he was on duty, and one for killing him as he sat in his patrol car. McNabb was also found guilty of 2 additional counts of attempted murder. McNabb was sentenced to die after being convicted in Officer Gordon's death. The 30-year-old officer was killed on September 24, 1997, after arriving at the scene of a crash caused by McNabb as he attempted to flee from a bail bondsman. The officer was shot 5 times while sitting in his patrol car. In a statement after his execution, Officer Gordon's family said, "Over 20 years ago, we lost a companion, a father, a brother, and a friend who only wanted to make a difference in his community. Although the wounds of having a family member murdered can never be healed, through this tragedy, the Gordon family has remained strong and will continue to be resilient. Though this has been a difficult day for the Gordon family, we also continue to pray for the family of Torrey McNabb."